Shalom. I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem, Rakakodash, and doing honors to the apostles and others, great milestone salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother, I'm Noah Allah from GMI Chicago, and we're going to do a quick lesson on this, what just has happened recently, right? And Apostle Tahar showed it on his YouTube page, showing you some news about, Slovakia. Showing you some news about, Vietnam closes 86 million bank accounts, right? And it gets more into further detail about, the government pushing a, digital ID over there, which we all know is all leading up to the RFID microchip at the end of the day, all right, which is the mark of the beast. But it says here on AI overview, based on reports from mid-2025, the State Bank of Vietnam, CBV, began closing or terminating millions of inactive bank accounts that had not been verified with the required biometric data. The move was widely reported by Vietnamese and international news outlets and was part of a major government anti-fraud effort known as Project 06. Why were the accounts erased? The closures were framed as a large-scale system cleanup to combat fraud and cybercrime in Vietnam's financial system. Key reasons for the terminations included lack of biometric verification. Under a government digital ID push, all citizens were required to have their fingerprints or facial scan registered with the National Biometric Database. Any accounts lacking this verification were flagged for closure. So that's right. All right, this is just gradualism, all right, to push forward the RFID microchip, all right, which will soon happen here in America as well, especially, all right. But, of course, according to the scriptures, all right, the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, is going to be something that's going to be implemented worldwide, all right. This is going to be an international thing, all right. This is going to be worldwide, all right. And of course, China is pushing forth with it too. All right, you already see that they got all the facial recognitions and all that, all that AI shit over there too. And here, the same thing with the United States. They're also pushing forth with that as well. And this is what the elites want at the end of the day. All right, to RFID microchip, mainly you Jakes, right? Oh yeah, this is, this is coming, all right? Because it's all going according to prophecy. Habakkuk 2 and 3 says, actually, I'm gonna say, let's do it 3. Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And that's right. These prophecies are speaking loud and clear. All right, none of them are tearing. You're seeing the gradualism of the implementation of the RFID microchip that is about to come to pass. All right, Esau is really moving with gradualism. All right, and he's pushing forth central bank digital currency. All right, pushing forth that digital ID and the fingerprints or the facial recognitions. All right, that the shit that they were talking about right here, the biometric database, and registering with this national biometric database. But this is what will soon, all right, come to America. It says inactive accounts. The CBV stated that many of the affected accounts were either dormant or created by malicious parties to conduct fraudulent activities. Digital payment security. The initiative was intended to improve the security and efficiency of digital payments, which have seen a surge in sophisticated online scams. So yeah, the 86 million bank accounts. All right, they were basically unverified. With the new government digital ID that they were pushing for. really what the elites were pushing for. All right. Oh, look what happened. What happened to the funds? It tells you right here. It says the news did not indicate that funds in these accounts were erased. Instead, the accounts themselves were terminated or made inactive. Customers with money in these accounts were required to comply with the new biometric verification rules to avoid being impacted. The closures primarily affected accounts that were either empty or had been inactive for an extended period rather than actively used accounts. How foreigners were affected. Foreign residents were also impacted and required to apply for the Level 2 digital ID, which includes biometric registration by the deadline. Without this verification, they risk losing access to their bank accounts. But nonetheless, alright, nonetheless, this is either way, it's still, gradualism, alright, push forth, that digital currency, or that digital all, by the way of the RFID microchip. Yeah, those who take it, alright, especially you, Jakes, you're going to be considered as, anti-Messiah. 1 John 2. Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that an Antichrist shall come, even now there are many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. And yeah, there are many Antichrists, there is many, anti-Messiah. And that would be including, 2/3 of our people that, those of them that, take the RFID microchip, alright, they are anti-Messiah. You see? The adversary of the Messiah. Now, yeah, at the end of the day, alright, all the 2/3 are adversaries to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai. But hey, the Lord is going to destroy them no matter what, alright, because of their wickedness. But yeah, of course, those who take the RFID microchip, yeah, you'll be considered as an anti-Messiah or an adversary. It says, verse 19, they went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us, but they went out that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us. Yeah, of course, you're also going to have people that were, people are going to be dropping out, out of this truth, all right, but really, they weren't of us from the beginning, all right, they weren't chosen to be as the elect, all right. The Lord, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua has already chosen his elect from the beginning, all right, before the foundation of the world, or of the earth, all right. His elect were with Yahushua from the beginning. Now this is going to be the punishment that those who take it, you're going to be burnt with thermonuclear missiles, all right. Revelations 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation. Did you see? It talks about if any man worship the beast in his image, he saws new world order, and receive his mark, the RFID microchip, in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. That's right. Those of you that take that RFID microchip, ultimately the Lord is going to destroy you at the end of the day. And it's not going to be so pleasant at all. Alright, the Lord is going to destroy you with thermonuclear missiles. Alright? And even, the Lord's angels are going to be in them chariots. Alright? Shooting out laser beams on you 2/3 too. Verse 11, and the smoke of their torment that skinneth up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth his mark of his name. See? Well, this is talking about, the lake of fire. Alright? Which is going to be here in America. When America is going to be destroyed with thermonuclear missiles. ICBM missiles, which is also a Bible prophecy. That, the Lord is going to put the Spirit in all these nations. NATO and the EU, right? Russia, China, Iran, all these other nations that are going to point their missiles here on America. Alright? And this place, this America is going to be, made like a desert. It's going to be made desolate. But nonetheless, that's what, as far as what I heard, it's definitely out there, it's definitely out there. Yeah. People are talking about it too. Damn. Even that the new ID, where you can't travel unless you have the new ID, which I believe that they already have rolled out sometime in this year. That if you don't have it, you basically can't travel. But this is also gradualism to the RFID microchip, because Esau is implementing new regulations and shit, new laws. Alright, that is going to lead up to the RFID microchip, because that RFID microchip is going to be basically your new ID digitalized. Your new digital ID that Esau would require for you to get, or get your head chopped off. But we understand through the scriptures, right, that the elect, some of us are going to be made as martyrs, all right? And of course, all right, some of us of our heads are going to be put on the guillotine, all right? And we're going to get our heads chopped off for refusing the RFID microchip. But because, we kept the word of the Lord's patience even unto the end, all right? The Lord is literally going to bring us back. The Lord is going to, raise up the, his martyrs first. But nonetheless, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom.